watching the moments a raccoon began to break through the ceiling of Denise Wood's apartment.
Hey!
Her son yelling at it to stop.
Cut that
as it just stares back at him.
They've broken through twice. I'm sometimes afraid to go to sleep, and sometimes afraid if I go to sleep to wake up because they might be in my home.
Denise has filed maintenance requests with the 575 Riverside Apartments, formerly Hunter's Grove, for more than 2 years. But like the rest of her requests, she says nothing gets permanently fixed.
When it rains really heavily, the water streams down the wall. I just want a healthy, safe space to live. And I don't think that's too much to ask for.
She says her electricity bill tripled with a window air conditioner unit this summer after the raccoons damaged half of her vents.
You know, I want my child to grow up in a safe, healthy environment.
I am powerless right now.
Denise is one of several renters who've spoken up at Mableton City Council meetings.
Gnats, roaches, half of this apartment, the lights switches don't work. It's mold all up underneath there. At one point in time, it was completely black. They painted over it.
The city of Mableton took over code enforcement from Cobb County in March of 2025. But Mayor Michael Owens says the issues at this apartment and at least 2 others on Riverside Parkway date back more than a decade. County commissioners tell us owners turned over so quickly, promises to repair apartments went unfulfilled.
The week I became mayor, I went out to them. Our code enforcement director's been there. Our city manager has been there.
But the mayor says legally they haven't been able to enforce or implement change. In 2024, Georgia lawmakers passed the Safe at Home Act, which states a landlord must keep a home fit for human habitation. But Atlanta News First Investigates found without a definition for what's considered habitable, some renters in different apartments across metro Atlanta find themselves living in mold, roach infestations with partially collapsed ceilings and broken appliances.
It fell a bit short. I view the Safe and Healthy Housing Act as filling that gap. It's taken a bold step forward, if I dare say, step forward where no one else has.
The city passed the Safe and Healthy Housing Ordinance in September, defining habitable to include inadequate heating, electrical, or water systems, structural damage, roof leaks, infestations, mold or moisture, and more. Atlanta News First Investigates has also found in some cases when code enforcement takes a landlord to court for code violations, the landlord can plead guilty and pay a fine. In one DeKalb County case, we found the fine was $250. This language, it sounds like you take it as a public nuisance and then can go as far as taking or demolishing the property.
Yes. What we all know is that a lot of times landlords, and especially large corporations, will take these fines and citations as a cost of doing business. So they literally factor that into their operating model. With this ordinance, they will not be able to do that.
The ordinance also holds tenants accountable to not destroy, deface, damage, or impair a property.
Would you have a message to lawmakers to revisit the Safe at Home Act?
I would actually encourage other municipalities across the metro area, across the state of Georgia, to take a close look at your local ordinances and see if there's things you can do to make your law stronger.
Now, we found that the situation with the complexes here in Mableton is complicated. There are several out-of-state owners listed on the court documents, but all 3 are in receivership. What that means is that these owners defaulted on their loans, causing the lender to place them in the control of a financial company to come in and take over. Now, none of these companies or the lawyers would talk to us about these apartments or what will happen with tenants. But the mayor says that they're currently looking into how they can take more action here and enforce the rules.
You know, Anastasia, you always have such good advice for our viewers, and I imagine some may be at home tonight watching this, wondering what should they do if they're living in concerning conditions?
Well, the Safe at Home Act here in Georgia prevents landlords from retaliating against renters for requesting repairs. But it's important to note that cities and counties cannot stop an eviction. So it's extremely important that you never stop paying rent. Instead, you should request repairs. Wait and request again. Document everything, then contact code enforcement and see if you can get them to come out. And if repairs are still not done, you can sue your landlord in magistrate court. Reporting live here in Mableton, I'm Anastasia Olmos. Atlanta News First investigates.
There are a lot of steps involved. Thanks so much, Anastasia. Appreciate that. Tonight, Cobb County leaders are calling on state lawmakers to strengthen renters' rights. We have more on what some county commissioners have to say in this article right now on our website, atlantanewsfirst.com.